New this hour, the Supreme Court, more reaction to an unprecedented leak of a Supreme Court draft opinion appears to show the conservative majority is poised to overturn Roe v. Wade, the 1973 Supreme Court decision that has guaranteed federal abortion rights for nearly 50 years in this country.
The leaked opinion is not final, but tensions are already flaring on the steps of the court and around the country. ABC's Faith Abube is in Washington with the latest.
Overnight, hundreds breaking out in emotional demonstrations outside the U.S. Supreme Court, moments after a stunning leak of a first draft opinion suggesting a majority of the justices on the nation's highest court are set to strike down federal abortion rights that have been enshrined in law for almost 50 years.
If the rationale of the decision as released were to be sustained, a whole range of rights are in question. And the idea we're letting the states make those decisions would be a fundamental shift in what we've done.
The preliminary Supreme Court opinion published by Politico apparently shows a 5-4 conservative majority ready to uphold Mississippi's ban on abortions after 15 weeks. But the draft goes even further to overturn the landmark 1973 Roe v. Wade decision and the 1992 ruling Planned Parenthood v. Casey that reaffirmed a woman's right to an abortion. Justice Samuel Alito, the apparent author of the opinion, writing, quote, "It is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives." The unprecedented leak has already sent a jolt across the country, angering abortion rights advocates. Planned Parenthood with a scathing reaction saying, quote, "It's outrageous, it's unprecedented, but it's not final. Abortion is your right, and it's still legal." The leaked draft document coming as several states have enacted restrictions on abortion rights. And if federal protections are overturned, more than a dozen states are poised to join them, immediately banning abortions, despite a new ABC News Washington Post poll showing 54% of Americans do not believe Roe v. Wade should be overturned. And the Supreme Court just confirmed the authenticity of the draft opinion, but says it does not represent a final position of any member on the issue. Chief Justice John Roberts adds that the leak is a betrayal of the confidences of the court. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.